This is the art journal page I'm going to make while I share my thoughts I had during my Bible meditation this morning. If you want to make this art journal page along with me, you'll need these art supplies. You can download the free printables from my website at joycanseeyou.com. The art I create for you is free for personal use only. If you do use my art, please post your creations on Instagram and tag me at joycanseeyou and hashtag joycanseeyou so I can like your post. Today I read some verses that gave my self-confidence a boost, and actually I should say my God-confidence. Years ago, my self-esteem stopped relying on other people's approval or thoughts about me, but a good reminder never hurts, and that's what today's verses did for me. They reminded me we don't need letters of recommendation from people, because the Bible says we are God's letter of recommendation. 2 Corinthians 3, verses 1 through 3 in the Amplified Version says, "Are we starting to commend ourselves again, or do we need, like some false teachers, letters of recommendation to you or from you? No, you are our letter of recommendation, written in our hearts, recognized and read by everyone. You show that you are a letter from Christ, delivered by us, written not with ink, but with the Spirit of the living God, not on tablets of stone, but on tablets of human hearts." Human letters of recommendation are written in ink on paper, which can be lost, stolen, or destroyed. But God's letters of recommendation are written on our hearts, which cannot be stolen or rewritten by people. And God doesn't write his letters with ink, but with the Spirit of the living God. And it doesn't get any more powerful than that. Many times I don't feel confident at all, and I feel like my trust and reliance on God wavers. 2 Corinthians 3:4 says, "Such is the confidence and steadfast reliance and absolute trust that we have through Christ toward God." All I have to do is read that verse, and it reminds me that God has already given me three amazing things: confidence, steadfast reliance, and absolute trust. Verses 5 and 6 say, "Not that we are sufficiently qualified in ourselves to claim anything as coming from us, but our sufficiency and qualifications come from God. He has qualified us, making us sufficient as ministers of a new covenant of salvation through Christ, not of the letter of a written code, but of the Spirit, for the letter of the law kills by revealing sin and demanding obedience, but the Spirit gives life." Whenever I feel like I'm not qualified, I don't have to worry, because I'm not relying on my qualifications. I'm relying on God's qualifications. I have the power of God in my toolkit. When I fear I'm not good enough to spread the gospel, I don't have to worry, because it's not my power that is doing the work. It's God's power doing the work through me. All I have to do is be willing. The next few verses tell us how powerful the new covenant is. According to 2 Corinthians 3, verses 7 through 9, the power of the law, the Old Covenant, visually showed how powerful it was in the Old Testament stories, but the New Covenant is so much more powerful. The end of verse 9 says, "How much more does glory overflow in the ministry that brings righteousness, the New Covenant, which declares believers free of guilt and sets them apart for God's special purpose." Think of all the amazing things that happen in the Old Testament from the power of the Old Covenant, and realize we have even more power than that. The law no longer controls us or has power over us because of what Jesus did for us at the cross. The law was temporary, but the gospel, the new covenant, is permanent and eternal, and we have that power living inside us, accessible to us anytime. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any free printable art. If you do use my art that is free for personal use only, please post your creations on Instagram and tag me @JoyCanSeeYou and #JoyCanSeeYou so I can like your post.